얘들아 얘들아
Hello, my name's Tamara. Welcome to my channel, Meraki and Mangoes, and thank you to the traditional owners of the land, the Juggara, Yuggara and Wearable people. Merry Christmas to all of you and happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas, which is fine. So today we're going through the production of this head wreath, Christmas themed head wreath. I guess you could make it an actual wreath and just not put it on your head. But anyway, in addition to the production of this wreath, we're gonna do some introductions and some admin. This was not supposed to be my debut video. Much to my dismay, I lost all my production on what was supposed to be my debut video, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So I guess we'll just get started on what you need so we can get ahead. So for my palette, I went with festive colors, red, green, white, silver, and a little bit of gold. I find keeping the metallics as like a little, just a cherry on top, so mostly the reds and greens and a bit of white. Now I found all of this in the dollar store aisle at my local dollar store. I found them in the Christmas aisle at my local dollar store. So if I can find them here in Australia, you can find them in the US and the UK. And you'll want to get berries in different sizes. You want to build up around the back, on the side, and then at the front, you'll notice there's some smaller ones. Little tiny, hard to see. Here you go. Little baby ones right there. And then the big, yeah. And what else will you need? You'll need floral wire, floral tape, regular scissors, wire cutters, and a nice thick, soft wire. That sounds weird, but trust me, you'll be able to find it. What else? Oh yeah, there was I found some micropigments left over from my polymer clay days, and those are basically, I'll show you what they are in the video. I'll show you what they look like in the video. Oh, and you'll also need some ribbon. I went with a nice cloth red and gold one, but whatever you've got in the house really.
Something happened to my audio while filming, so I'm just going to dub over whatever it was my silly face was saying. I'm afraid I'm going to make you do a little math and measuring. I'm aware that it's Christmas. I'm sorry. I promise there's not much. Bear with me. So you're going to take your measuring tape and measure the circumference of your head, like you can see me doing here. To this, add 2 inches. Lay out your wire straight and cut to that measurement. Now you've got a straight wire, measure 1 inch in on each end, and you're just going to twist that inch. Because this is so malleable, I can pretty much just use my hands, but for safety's sake, I'm going to use the wire cutters. And you're just going to twist that inch in on itself to form a loop, and you do that either side. Now, we're really close to the fun part. Please hang in there. Now all we're going to do is shape that wire to the shape of our head. That's it, I promise you. Now the fun begins as we destroy these beautiful, expensive decorations. You'll find on some you can use plain scissors, others will require a bit of a battle with the cutters, just please stay safe. I'm trying to bring you as close to the action as I possibly can. It's extremely difficult to do something I have never done before at an awkward angle, but ultimately we're all in on this one together. And we'll start with a simple sprig of large holly berries. As far as technique goes, you can probably see where this is going. Place the berries where you want them along the main wire. Tie them to the base with the floral wire, and then cover this with the floral tape. So as to not risk losing my audience, if you're still even here, which if you are, thank you, I want to do some introductions. You'll probably already know, but my name is Tamara, and I promise you that this channel will be far more than just Christmas wreath tutorials. I mentioned briefly that by some cruel turn of fate, I lost my debut video, which definitely encapsulates my interests far more than destroying Christmas decorations in the name of art. I am keeping the topic hush-hush until I release it, but expect it sometime in the new year. However, I can give some hints. My qualifications are in art history and studies in religion, and I am trying to direct my channel towards folklore, mythology, and the study of art. Although I have a deep love for horror and the paranormal, I want to firmly separate myself from that community here on YouTube for now. There are so many paranormal channels, and I don't think there's much space for more on here, and I don't want to risk beating a dead horse. I'll just interject here and hop back into the video for some advice. You can see me starting to change my technique. I'm now wrapping the floral wire, which, trust me, you only need scissors for. Don't waste time wrestling with the cutters like I did. You only need the wire around the decoration before I attach it to the main wire. And some advice for the floral tape: keep it as flat as you can, but keep it taut and really press and massage the end of it into itself to get it to stick. I'm also trying to use larger, bushier pieces of foliage towards the back and sides. Now take a ribbon of your choice. I went with this lovely red and gold cloth one. Cut it to the length you'd like. You'll use these to tie up the wreath at the back. You can use whatever method you want to secure them. I just went with a bit of red thread in a basic sewing technique, but you can use a sewing machine, you could use hot glue, it's up to you. Now here are the mica pigments that I'm introducing: gold and pearl, so gold and white. Take a big soft puffy brush that you don't use for painting anymore, and just gently dab it onto the berries and leaves. I kept it mostly on the berries. Now this stuff is potent, you don't need much to get that shimmer. And here we have the finished product. I'm quite pleased with it, though it is most definitely wearable art, meaning it is quite fragile and I wouldn't be wearing it at festivals or busy parties.
It's something I would probably take to a quiet, small gathering, or more likely just for a photo shoot. Returning to introductions, while I have a passion for the entire field of folklore and mythology, I'm most familiar with Western European and specifically the British Isles, where my ancestral heritage is rooted, so that's where I'm going to start. I will expand over to other locations as I go. I'm also particularly fond of Eastern European and Germanic folklore. I just love the whole aesthetic of it all. It's just so fascinating seeing how the folklore of a place is reflected in their culture at large. But I do want to add, hopefully not discrediting myself, this is a learning process for me as for any of my listeners, and I cannot claim to be an expert in every topic, but it is a great deal of fun. So, thank you for tuning in and bearing with me while I find my footing. Please share, like, subscribe, comment, it means the world, and I wish you a happy and safe holidays and New Year.